Hello friends, welcome to the channel Physics by IITians.
Hello friends, in the last lecture we have learned about density of states and how to find out density of states for different systems. Okay, for one dimension, two dimension, three dimension, we have learned to find out the density of states for the free particle, the density of states for the electrons in this video lecture, and we have also discussed some previous year problems. Here I am giving you a review that the density of state variation in the three dimension, it is e to the power half. Okay, suppose I am taking the density of state for the one dimension, it will be e to the power minus half. And suppose I am taking the density of state for the two dimension variation, it is varying as e to the power naught, or it is independent of e. And similarly, we have also learned for the density of states, the general relation of density of state with respect to energy, that is del of E is proportional to e to the power d by h minus 1, where d is the d dimension and h is the number, that is E is proportional to p to the power s. Okay, so from the EP relationship, you can find out the density of states for any dimension. And we have also calculated for one dimension, three dimension, two dimension. It was matching with our result. Okay. So also we have discussed a general formula for the cubic crystal, or for a crystal system. If it is cubic, that is three dimension. If it is a square lattice, that is the two dimensional crystal. If it is a line, then it will be a one dimensional crystal. And for crystal, we can find out the density of state dE equals to 2 into L by 2 pi whole to the power n into dk by dE, where ek relationship means the dispersion relationship, we can find out the density of state. And here the factor 2 is arise due to the spin degeneracy of the electrons. And we have also solved some problems which has already come in previous year. Okay, so in this video lecture we shall learn some more problems, and we shall discuss some more problems related to density of states of photons, density of states of phonons, density of states of electrons. Okay, so this lecture is very much important for you. So the total number of phase shells in the three dimension from momentum range p to p plus dp is gp dp equals to v into 4 pi p square dp divided by h cube, where v is the macroscopic volume of the system. Now this total number of microstates per unit energy range means the p in terms of E, it will become 1 by h cube 4 pi v root 2 e m to the power 3 by 2. Now you have to understand here that if you are taking the electrons, okay, that is they have spin. So electron may have plus half or electron may have minus half spin. So for that you have to multiply this into 2, because in a one state there are two electrons can occupy one state. Okay, so here you have to multiply it with by 2. So it will become 8 pi v root 2 e m to the power 3 by 2 by h cube for electrons. So suppose here a question that has come, you have to apply this formula directly. So the question is, calculate the density of states for an electron with energy 5 electron volt constrained to move in a cubical box of length 0.5 millimeter. So the density of state formula for the electron is 1 by h cube into 8 pi v root 2 me into m. Okay. So v here is given as 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 3 whole cube. Okay, because here the length of the box is 0.5 millimeter. So the volume of the box is cubical box. So it will be cube of length. So V as 0.125 into 10 to the power minus 9 meter cube. Energy has been given as 5 electron volts. So in terms of joule, 5 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule, that is 8 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule. Mass of the electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg, and H is the Planck constant as 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. So therefore GE, you just put these values of V, E, H, you get 1.2 into 10 to the power 37 states per joule. Okay, so density of states means the density or number of electrons per unit energy range in terms of energy. Okay, so this is the required density of states for the given electron. So don't forget to multiply 2 factor for the spin degeneracy of the electron. So here I am calculating, suppose you are finding out the density of states for the relativistic particle. Earlier we have calculated the density of states for the free particles, and we took the energy E equals to P square by twice m. So for the free particle, it was equals to P square by twice m. But whenever you are considering the relativistic case, then E will be E square equals to m naught square c to the power 4 plus P square c square. So the density of state here in the momentum formula, that is GP dP equals to V into 4 pi P square dP by H cube, you write P square equals to E square minus m naught square c to the power 4 divided by c square. So P dP becomes E dE divided by c square. So hence the number of quantum states in the energy range from E to E plus dE is GE that is 4 into pi into V. In terms of P square, you write E square minus m naught square c to the power 4 by c square, okay, whole to the power half. It is not whole to the power half because it is within P square, into, you have to write P into dP, okay. So here this P, here actually I have fragmented these 2 parts, one with P, another with P dP. So P becomes E square minus m naught square c to the power 4 whole to the power half, and P dP will become E dE by c square, okay. So just put the values of P and P dP, and you find out that density of states for the relativistic electron, that is a relativistic particle, is 4 pi VE by H cube C cube into E square minus m naught square c to the power 4 whole to the power half, and it should be for E greater than equals to m naught c square. If E less than m naught c square, then it will become 0, okay, because it will become imaginary. Now density of states is imaginary, so it is meaningless, so it should be positive quantity. So it is for you, so it may come in your, okay. So let's say that suppose you are given the energy, total energy of the system, and you have to find out the density of state in the phase space, okay. So how do you find out? So suppose I am taking the one-dimensional linear harmonic oscillator, but the energy is P square by twice m plus half kx square, where P square by twice m is its kinetic energy, half kx square is the potential energy. So in the phase space, that in terms of Px, you can write it as P square by twice me plus x square by 2e by k equals to 1, and this equation, that is, just divide this factor by by e, so that in the right hand side you get 1, and you rearrange this equation and you get an equation of ellipse for in phase space. So you get an equation for the ellipse equation. So here in phase space, the coordinates of the ellipse will be along the x. Whenever you are taking, then keep the p term 0. So it will give you root 2e by k comma 0. And here along minus x is minus root 2e by k comma 0. Or for p, whenever you are calculating the coordinate for the p, you take x coordinate as 0. So it will give you 0 comma root 2me, and the negative p will give you 0 comma minus root 2me. So this is the coordinates and the accessible area to the oscillator, that is pi into A into B. So here A is root over twice ME, that is semi-major axis, and B is root over 2E by Ka, that is semi-minor axis. Okay. So from the coordinates you calculate the values. Now area of the accessible area to the oscillator becomes 2 pi E into root M by K. Now accessible area of the oscillator we get as 2 pi e root over m by k. Now we want to write it in terms of omega. Okay, so omega is root over k by m, and nu is 1 by 2 pi into omega, that is 1 by 2 pi root over k by m. So e that is the accessible area, can be written as E into 2 pi root over m by k, that can be written as E by nu. So the number of possible microstates are the accessible area to the oscillator divided by area of one phase cell. Okay. So E by nu is the accessible area to the oscillator, and area of one phase cell is dx into dpx, that is h. Okay. So E by h nu. So n equals to E by h nu, or E equals to NH nu for the harmonic oscillator. Now delta n, that should be del E by h nu for within the energy range E to E plus dE. So delta n by del E can be written as 1 by h nu, and delta n by del E is the density of state, that is number of energy levels per unit energy range. So it is 1 by h nu, and delta E d of E d delta E equals to delta E by h nu, that is the delta n, that is omega E del E, or d of E is independent of E. Okay, because here in the right hand side, the density of state, there is no dependence of E. So e to the power 0. Okay, so density of states is independent of E or E naught. So for one dimensional harmonic oscillator, here you are given just the term, that is E equals to the energy, or suppose you are given that one dimensional linear harmonic oscillator, what will be the density of state? Okay, so you can calculate it by this way. So suppose I am taking a question that has already come in a NET exam. The low energy electronic excitations in a two-dimensional sheet of graphene is given by Ek equals to h cross Vk, where V is the velocity of the excitations. The density of state is proportional to E, is proportional to e to the power 3 by 2, e to the power half square. Now I am telling you that don't apply that formula, that is density of state is proportional to s, that was e to the power, for the two dimension case it was e to the power 0 independent of E. Okay, so you can't get that answer, because here the Ek relationship has been given to you. So you have to find out the density of state by using this Ek relationship or the dispersion relationship. Okay, so the density of states, you can write that GPdP is 1 by h cross square integral over 2 pi pdp into integral over dx dy. Since this is two-dimensional, so you are calculating the area of the phase space divided by the area of elementary area of phase space, or area for the one cell. So that is h cross along x and h cross along y. So it is h cross square, and you take the integration over 2 pi p dp, where within p there are two terms, that is one with px, another with py. So it is actually 2 pi px dpx into py dpy. Okay, so integration over dx dy. So integration over dx dy, we can write it as the area of the of the macroscopic system. Okay, so here the given relationship as Ek equals to h cross Vk, or it can be written as V into P, because P is h cross k. So P equals to E by V. Okay, so dP equals to dE by V. So GEDE, earlier it was GPdP, it becomes GEDE equals to root 2 pi by h cross square into in here P you write E by V, dP you write dE by V, integration over dx into dy you write it as ds. Okay, so ds, the integration will give you the area of the macroscopic system. I write it as s, so it becomes s by h cross square 2 pi by v square integration over ede. So GEDE is directly proportional to EDE, or GE is proportional to E. So the answer for this question is option A. Okay, the similar question has already arrived. So here, friends, we have an announcement that if you want to evaluate your test, your preparation, you can join our test series, and the test series has been kept for with minimum cost for your benefits, and the detailed solutions are already provided, and many of our students are already taking the benefits of test series, and they are saying thanks to us for this test series. Okay, that is so economic to them that they can easily access to the test series, and they are getting the solution, and they are asking questions related to the solution, and we are clearing their doubts also. So the next question is, if the energy dispersion of a two-dimensional electron system is E equals to mu u h cross k, where u is the velocity, k is the momentum, the density of states is depend on the energy as 1 by root a E constant. Look here, the same question, that is earlier it was u h cross k, here it is, earlier it was v h cross k, here it is u h cross k. And you from that, if you just remember it, you know that the option C is the correct option. But I am giving you that another process that you can follow to find out the density of state. Just what you have to do, since it is the two-dimensional, so the volume in the phase space for the two-dimensional is the position space volume, that is dx dy, or momentum space volume, that is dpx dy. So position space volume will give you a square, and momentum space volume will give you pi p square. Why this is the volume here written, but it's actually area in the two dimension. Okay, so the number of microstates will be a into pi p square divided by h square, where h square is the volume for the 1 microstate. Okay, so a pi into, for p you can write it as h cross k. So a pi h cross k whole square divided by h square. So you get a pi e square by u square h square, where you write h cross k as p and then u as e by h cross k. So e by p, or h cross k can be written as e by u. So a pi by h square into e by u whole square. Just you have utilized that relationship, that E equals to U into H cross K. So in place of H cross K, you write as E by U. That's all. Okay. So the number of microstates per unit interval, that is dE, is the A pi E square by U square H square divided by E. So it will become A pi E by U square H square, or it is proportional to A pi E by H square U square, but dE is proportional to E. Okay, so this is for electron. Okay, so that's why we have taken that degeneracy term. So since this is the electron system, so we have to include the degeneracy in the density of states. That's why we have multiplied this, that is A pi E by H square pi U square into 2. So it is the dependency of proportional to E in the two dimensions. So look here, that earlier case when you can't apply the general formula. Okay, so here this is a question, it's of 5 marks question, and this is a direct application of density of states. That you may think that why should I know density of states? This is an application of density of states, that why should you know density of states? So the question is, consider electrons in graphene, which is a planar monoatomic layer of carbon atoms. If the dispersion relation of the electrons is taken to be epsilon k equals to Ck, where C is constant over the k space, the Fermi energy EF depends on the number density of electrons rho, as epsilon F proportional to rho to the power half, epsilon F proportional to rho, epsilon F proportional to 2 by 3, epsilon F proportional to 1 by 3. So look here, the dispersion relation have been given. You have to find out the density of state. From density of state, you can find out the Fermi energy. Okay. So the dispersion relation here is given as epsilon equals to Ck. So for the two-dimensional, the density of state, you apply the general formula, that is L by 2 pi whole to the power n, that is here n equals to 2. So it will become L by 2 pi whole square, 2 pi k into dk. So d epsilon equals to C dk. So dk can be written as d epsilon by C. So G epsilon d epsilon is L by 2 pi whole square into 2 pi. In place of k, you write as epsilon by C. In place of dk, you write as d epsilon by C. Okay, so it becomes L square by 2 pi C square epsilon d epsilon. So the number of electrons at 0 Kelvin can be calculated by integrating above equation in the limit of 0 to epsilon F. So if you calculate the number of electrons from 0 to epsilon F at temperature T equals to 0 Kelvin, you write as GeDE, because Fe, the Fermi energy for the occupation of the Fermi energy, will be this 1 for 0 to epsilon F, and it will become 0 for the epsilon f to infinite. Okay, so in the Fermi-Dirac distribution, we have already discussed that whenever you are calculating the total number of the electrons, you have to incorporate f of E into GE into DE. That is density of states within that energy level into total number into numbers. Okay, so here into number of occupation or occupation probability into DE over that in 0 to EF. Okay, so this is N. So the formula of N will give you the value that N equals to L square by 2 pi c square into epsilon square by 2 for 0 to epsilon F. So epsilon F becomes 4 pi N c square by L square whole to the power half, where N by L square is the density because number of electrons per unit area, as L square is the area. So rho is here N by L square. So write epsilon F, that is Fermi energy, in terms of rho, then you get 4 pi rho c square whole to the power half. So epsilon F, that is Fermi energy, is proportional to rho to the power half. Okay, friends. So here epsilon F is proportional to rho to the power half. Option A is the answer. So what you have to do whenever you are given a dispersion relationship and you don't know how to calculate the Fermi energy of the system, just do the dispersion relationship. You find out the density of states, you find out the number of electrons, okay, for 0th Kelvin temperature, and you will get the Fermi energy of the system in terms of number and area of the system, and number per unit area, or number per unit volume for the 3-dimension, or number per unit length for the 1-dimension case, and from there you can find out the dependency of density of states to the Fermi energy. Okay, the next question, that is a question that is December 2017. This type of question I have already discussed. So here also the same type of question that was earlier asked, that energy EK relationship has been given and you are asked to find out the N by A, that is rho, proportional to the EF, or you have to find out the rho value in terms of EF, Fermi energy. So what I have done here, the same, that is the density of states E can be written as Gp equals to 2 pi A by H square P dP, since it is in 2 dimensions. So you have to understand here, it can be volume, it can be area, it can be length, depending upon the dimension of the system. And whenever you are finding out in 2 dimension, the area in the phase space will be A into 2 pi P dP divided by the area in the unit cell, that is H square. So that is why here 2 pi A P dP by H square. Now write P in terms of the E, that is here E equals to H cross B K. So H cross K is P. So K can be written as P by H cross, or E can be written as PV. So E equals to PV, P is E by V. So dP equals to dE by V. So in terms of P, write E by V. In terms of dP, write dE by V. So you get GEDE as 2 pi A by H square V square ED. So for the spin half particles, you have to multiply this term with 2. So 2 into 2 pi, that is 4 pi divided by H square V square A into E. So the total number of particles is N, that is 0 to infinite FEGED. This is the general formula which I have already told you, where F is the Fermi function, occupation number, Fe, Fermi-Dirac distribution function. So this will give you the probability of the energy levels, okay, of particles having some energy levels E to E plus E to infinite. So here within at t equals to 0, the probability for the particle within EF energy level is 1, and probability of the particle being out of EF is 0. So you can simplify integration over 0 to infinite FEGED as integration over 0 to epsilon FEDE, because Fe factor will be 1 and G has been we found out that 4 pi AE by H square V square. So find out the integration, you get N as A epsilon F square by 2 pi V square H cross square. So N by A, that is the density of states, is equals to epsilon f square by 2 pi v square h cross square. Okay. So this is the same question, and look here, this type of questions are repeating in each year, and you have to understand that why we are taking this consideration for the density of states, because if you finding out the density of state, you will get directly the energy levels from that, you will get the number of particles from density of state, so it has huge application. Okay, so here another question, that a metallic nanowire of length L. So nanowire means one dimension. So one dimension case, it is approximated as one dimensional lattice of n atoms with lattice spacing a. So if the dispersion of electrons in the lattice is Ek is equals to E naught minus 2t Ka, E naught and T are constant, the density of states inside the nanowire depends on E, that is what will be the dependency, or what will be the density of state for this nanowire. So first you will apply the density of state formula for the one dimensional case, and given the density of state Ek, that is the dispersion relation as E naught minus 2t cos Ka. So the density of state in one dimension is L by H, and you have to multiply by 2 for the electron case. Why it is L by H? Because length of the macroscopic system, okay, divided by the microscopic system length. So that is L by H. Okay. So dP by H actually it is. Okay. Or you can write it as dk by H. So dk will become 12 by H into H cross dk. Okay. So here you get L dk by pi. So the from question it is written as d equals to 280 sin k dk. So dk is can be written as de by 280 root 1 minus cos square k. Just sin a, you write it 1 minus cos square k. So here you find out that de by a root over 2t. Just rearrange the terms so that you get the answer. Okay. So g d you get gk dk, that is L by pi into de by a root over 2t square minus e naught whole square. So here L equals to n minus 1a, because if you have five points or 5 lattices, the length of the lattice is 4 into I mean the number of, you don't have to count one, you have to less than 1 it will be. Okay, for 5 particles n the length will be 4a, for 3 particles length will be 2a. Okay, so just take 3 points to calculate the length, each with step size a, or each with having length a. So you will get for 3 lattice spacing you get a total of 2a. For 5 lattice spacing you get a total of 4a length. Okay, so but n is very large, so we can neglect 1. So we get ge equals to n by pi root over 2t whole square minus e naught whole square. So this is very simple question, but what you have to do here, you have to rearrange it in the answer form, and that is here the technical difficulty here. Otherwise the question is very much easy. So option D is the correct answer. Okay. So G equals to n by root over 2t whole square minus e naught whole square. So here we have already discussed some things that I am repeating those because so that you understand what we have done till now. The rho k dk, that is density of state in 3 dimension, can be written as v by 2 pi whole cube 4 pi k square dk. Suppose we are taking the photons. For photons, epsilon equals to h cross omega, or it is h cross ck. So in place of k square, okay, you write in terms of epsilon and d epsilon. That is k square dk. You write here to find out the formula for dk, and for epsilon equals to h cross ck. So k will be epsilon by h cross c. So k square will be epsilon square by h cross c whole square, and dk will be d epsilon by h cross c. So d epsilon by h cross c. So that's why here in the denominator term it is h cross c whole cube. Okay. So write in terms of epsilon and you find out the rho of epsilon. So from dispersion relation for the 3-dimension case only you have to calculate this term, that is k and dk term. Okay. Suppose I am taking the lattice vibration. For lattice vibration it is h cross omega. For the photons it was hck. For the lattice, it is, or phonon vibration, it is h cross vk because it has some velocity, not c. So here you have to also apply the same term, but you have to think about some more. Whenever we will cover the solid state physics lecture, we have to here understand the Debye approximation for the density of states and all the things. And for the electrons, the energy Ek relationship equals to epsilon equals to p square by 2m, that is h cross square k square by 2m. So incorporate this epsilon and d epsilon for this term. So we get for the electron this one. Okay. So here, this is your homework for the density of states, and here it is for the phonons. Okay. So the question is, suppose the frequency of phonons in one-dimensional chain of atoms is proportional to the wave vector. If n is the number density of atoms and c is the speed of the photons, then the Debye frequency is how much? So please comment your answer to the option, that how do you get the number density, then the Debye frequency. Okay. So this is a direct application. Here I have shared some note that I get from online sources, that density of states in general, the energy Ek relationship is E equals to ak to the power n. Okay, this is called as energy wave vector relationship. Now if n equals to 1, then E is proportional to k, and if n equals to 2, then E is proportional to k square. So for E is proportional to k, the relationship is for phonon-photon, which we have already learned it. For phonon it is velocity v, and for photon it is velocity with c. Otherwise it is same. Okay. And E, if n equals to 2, E is proportional to k square, and this is for massive particles. And we know that E is proportional to k square, that is for electron, because E equals to p square by twice m. Okay, so we can write it as E equals to h cross square k square by twice m. Okay, so these are the dispersion relations. So for the massive particles, this energy Ek diagram is parabola because it is proportional to k square, and for the massless particle, the energy versus k diagram is linear because it is directly proportional to k. So the phonon is the energy quanta of the elastic wave, photon is the energy quanta of the light wave, magnon is the energy quanta of the spin wave. So here most of the fermions follow E proportional to k square relationship. Most of the bosons follow E proportional to k relationship. So fermions like electrons, bosons like photons, phonons. Okay. So this and the order of the typical order for the Fermi energy is EF is nearly 3 to 7 electron volt. Okay. So the graphene, sometimes electron behave like relativistic particle. If electron behaves like relativistic particle, then E is proportional to K. We have already found out the relativistic energy, and we have already have found out the density of state for relativistic particles. Okay, but in graphene, E is proportional to K. Okay. Also, you don't have to remember these relationships. In examination, they will give you the dispersion relationship, but if you wish to remember this kind of dispersion relationship, somehow if the examiner missed the to mention the dispersion relationship, then you can remember it and it will be helpful for you. So friends, you can give our test series and you can evaluate your performance. Thank you so much for your cooperation. We hope that you value our time and effort, help other students, and the sharing of knowledge is the best way of helping the society. So thank you so much.